Welcome to my world. I'm so delighted to be here and share some music and thoughts with you. And later on, I will do my best to answer some of the questions that you've sent me. Music touches our lives, our feelings, our opinions. And this applies to all kinds of music: classical, pop, rock, folk, rap, soul, gospel, church music. The different music styles meet people where they are. I think culture influences on what kind of music each one of us are strongly connected to. I guess everyone has a musical world, big or small. The lyrics and melodies are not totally isolated from the society the creative person live in or come from, nor are the musicians and singers who perform them. Their way of interpreting a song depends very much on their cultural, social, and personal background. Music is created as a reflection of its environment. At the same time, something seems to be in common all over the world: songs for different settings. Party, songs for happy times, songs for grief, longing, love, infatuation, protest and political songs, uplifting and religious songs. There are so much music and songs that are alive in different cultures around the world. And even though I grew up with many different music styles around me, there is an endless world of music to discover and learn from. I want to welcome you to my world of music. Unchained Melody was the first song out on my rather ambitious project, Reflections. 50 songs, 50 music videos, 50 storytelling videos released weekly during 50 weeks. It's been a rather busy year. The project started end May 2019. The songs I have recorded are new versions of timeless tunes, well, except some two new ones. And the time stretches from the roaring 1920s up till today. The storytelling videos, what I called Sissel Talks, are produced to give some thoughts and facts linked to the songs and the lyrics. For about 4 or 5 years ago, when I began listening to a countless number of love songs, my idea was actually to start, I wanted to make an album of happy love songs, actually for my husband. And I sat down and you always need some inspiration. So I sat down and I listened to all these songs, and the list became longer and longer of songs that I really liked for one reason or another. And when I summarized, I suddenly discovered that I had more than 100 songs on the list. I discovered also that the songs I had chosen were not only happy songs, but songs reflecting emotions and feelings we experience through a life. I chose 50 of those songs, and the recordings took place in the States, mainly in LA, Los Angeles, in Norway and Sweden with brilliant musicians. And that's how Reflections came about. As most of the songs can be characterized as evergreens, a lot of world-famous artists have released their versions. When I have recorded the songs, I put my interpretation, my story into the songs, so the song become a part of me, which can be illustrated by the next song I will present to you. This is a song written by Lionel Richie, and he was inspired after that he heard his father expressing his love to Lionel Richie's mother. The song, however, gives me other associations. 3 times a lady. That was my 3 times a lady. And that song was actually one of the hardest songs to record through the whole project. I get very easily emotional with music and settings when the story is so close to my heart. I don't know if you've experienced it, but I mean, it's very hard to sing if you are crying or you are in the action of crying. So, well, you know, then it's hard to get the notes out or the voice out. I decided quite early to record a storytelling video, the Sissel talk, to each song. I mean, it's very easy to sing a song because it's beautiful and it's lovely, and you know, you can use your voice or whatever. But to sing a song that actually means something to you, and a song that has such a strong impact on you, that was the reason why I wanted to do the storytelling video, the Sissel Talks. I wanted people to know why I wanted to sing the song, not only because it was beautiful, because it has a meaning, my thoughts around it, and maybe some fun facts. I would like to present one of my talks for a song that is very special to me, and as I understood, special for many. On the wall in my kitchen, I have this plate. It is a little poem written by the Danish scientist and poet Piet Hein. And he is well known for his gruk. And I don't know another word for it, but it is a short poem. And this one says, if I translate it directly, remember to love while you dare to do it. Remember to live while you do it. Hi, now. Well, we've come to an end on my little monologue. And, oh, you're tired. Yes, and I understand that we have received some questions from you. And I will try to do my best to answer them. But first I have to tell you that this is not a blue screen. This is actually real. This is my beautiful Norway. And this is my dog, Sheila. And well, I don't know if she can help me with this, but we will definitely go and look at the questions. Oh yes, here is Lucy Easel. I actually should have my glasses on. Oh wow, sorry, Lucy, from Pensacola. Thank you for your songs that beautifully represent the idea of social justice and human rights. Thank you so much. I love seeing photos of your dogs. Hello, this is for you. What are the names? And well, this is Sheila, And other dogs that I've had pictures with is Flora, who is a Pomeranian. And then there is one more dog in the house, in the family, and that's actually Lizzie, who is a mixture of, well, she's a boomer. She's a mixture of Shih Tzu and Maltese. Yes, that's that. And then have you ever sung at the Met, the Metropolitan Opera in New York City? And actually, I have. Many, many years ago, I sang there with the Chieftains. They were having, each year they have a concert in London for on the St. Patrick's Day, and we had a fantastic evening at the Met, but not as an opera singer, but actually singing Irish folk music. Well, I did actually sing O mio bambino caro, but you know, not in an opera. And Marsha Lucky's from Winston-Salem, you are asking me how long I have been singing. I have actually, I think I've sung all my life without noticing. You know, I just sang. Always sang to me when I was a kid. So I guess it was quite natural for me to open my mouth and this noise came out. And then I became a hobby. And then later on, I was so lucky that it became my work and my living. So I actually always been singing. And then yes, and then there's a lot of people have actually asked me about my reflection project and if it's for sale. The thing is that we were actually in the planning of the albums and special editions, but on CDs and DVDs. But what happened was a coronavirus came across the earth, so it's actually delayed. But I hope it will be out in, I don't know how many months it will take, but we are actually in the process. So thank you for asking. And then William Marcotte from Windsor, you're asking me, I have learned to love your music thanks to Viking TV. Thank you, Viking TV. Have you ever collaborated with any Canadian artist? I must say, I'm so sorry, I haven't. I admire many Canadian artists. The closest I've been is actually that I shared a wardrobe with Celine Dion, and we both of us were singing on Titanic. She did the untitled song, and I was singing through the whole score, the whole movie. So I guess that's the closest I've been to collaboration with a Canadian artist, and I'm very proud of that. And then, what's your favorite kind of songs to sing beside opera? That's Olga Martinez from Miami is asking me about that. Well, I grew up with all kinds of music, so I like actually to sing different kinds of music, depends on the mood. And for me, classical music is very often the music that is, it's my base. My singing technique is based on classical because my voice is very classical, I guess. And I always love music for bringing emotions alive. I mean, you could express so much through music, and then for me, it really doesn't matter what music style I'm singing in, as long as it fits my voice and fits me. And I think that I feel like I could express my thoughts and feelings through the music. Oh, and Peter Jennings from Winston-Salem in North Carolina, you're asking me, before recording Unchained Melody, did you ever watch any video of the Righteous Brothers singing it? I guess I did. I definitely heard it, because it's very, very hard not to have heard it if you're talking about Unchained Melody. Their way of singing is fantastic. Their falsetto, their technique, and it's so natural. It's just one of the best recordings ever of that song. I just have to. Oh yeah, Phyllis Hanson Taylor from Cornet. I'm sorry, I should have glasses on. Sorry. Cornet, Texas. You have some very interesting questions. How old are you? Are you married? Do you have any children? How old were you when you started singing professionally? I love your singing. Thank you so much. First of all, I am 50, soon turning 51. I had a fantastic year turning 50 with my reflections of the 50 songs and blah, 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 blah. And, you know, I can't wait for the next 50 years. And I'm married, as reflection project actually started as a thought that I wanted, a gift that I wanted to give to my husband, with happy love songs that ended up to be a lot of more than just happy love songs. And then I have 2 daughters. They live in Denmark and in England. And I started professionally singing when I was 16. I was actually still at school. I wanted to finish gymnasium, as we say it here. Yeah, I was just school and singing. That was my life at that time, and I had a fantastic time. Yes, I think that was okay for that. And Neil Ball is saying, I love your country and your music. So he's from New Braunfels. Thank you so much. And there is several of you have asked if I'm going to perform in America this year, or if I will be touring in the States. And no, I don't have any plans for that for the moment. Particularly now with the coronavirus, I've already cancelled concerts and tours, and so everything is on hold actually. So I'm sorry I can't answer that question more. But I hope to be in the States touring in the future, not so long. And Linford Graham, you say that it was a beautiful scene out your window. Where is your world? Well, my world, where we are now, is north of Oslo, and this is a fjord that you see here, a little piece of the fjord, and it's very beautiful here. I'm always love to be in the countryside, and I'm not a city girl. Well, that's what I found out now after turning 50. So better late than never. And yes. And then it's Tony Mitchell from New England. Sissel, love your music. Your voice is beautiful, and thank you for doing this stream. You're welcome. My pleasure. How did you first get involved with Vikings? And Viking Cruises is Norwegian, and I'm very proud that I became part of the Viking family when I became a godmother of Viking Jupiter, and that was a very, very big moment for me. I was very honored to be giving that they trusted me to become the godmother of such a beautiful ship, a vessel. And the first time I met Viking Cruises was actually when they were on the naming ceremony of Viking Sky, the first long ship cruise line, cruise ship that they had, and that was in Bergen, my hometown. And after that, I have performed on several of the naming ceremonies, and it's always wonderful to work with the people in Viking Cruises. So I think I have time for 2 more questions. And Ruth Cope from Gainesville, you are wondering if this is going to be streamed later on. I mean, you can watch it later again and again and again, I guess. So relax. If you can't see it now, you can see it later. So Ron Lupish from Pittsburgh. I first heard you while working in Norway in 1986. Wow. Then again in Pittsburgh while with the PSO. Always a joy to hear your voice. Will you be in Pittsburgh soon? Så hoppas jag. Oh, thank you. I remember that very well. I don't know when I will be in Pittsburgh. I'm sorry, but I hope to be back there, and I would love to be in Pittsburgh with the PSO because they're very good, and it's a joy to sing with them. Richard Herman from Wake Forest. How did you learn to speak English so well? Well, we start learning English at school when we are around, I think it's around 10 years old, 9 years old. And I guess the reason is that there are not so many people who speak Norwegian. So, we have to learn another language than Norwegian when we travel. So I guess that's the reason why, and then you pick up things from school. And well, I have to be honest, my daughters, they speak English much better than I do. So I'm actually not so good. Yes, I think this is, I don't think we have time for more. Do we? No. So, oh, do we have time? Oh yeah, here it is. And that's Noelle Dunfeld from Malibu. You're asking me, would you ever want a role on Broadway? Perhaps in a favorite musical? I actually did a musical when I just finished high school. I was 19 years old, and I did Maria von Trapp in Sound of Music, and I must say that was a fantastic musical to sing in. Great music, even though we'd done over 100 shows, and then we were still humming along with all the songs when we were backstage. But after that, I felt like I've tried it. I know it's to go on, and do something new. And I guess that I feel more like, for the time being, I have so many projects in my head and so many things I would like to do. So reflection is just the start, and then I will continue doing new projects all the time, because I love singing, and if I'm going to do Broadway musical or a musical, then I don't have time to do those projects, and they are so important to me to do because it gives me so much energy and joy. So yes. Well, I would just say thank you all for uh, sharing this time with me. And I wish you all the best, and stay safe, and maybe I see you one day.